Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I haven't done one of these for a while, but I just had a comment on a video where someone said that they have watched the most recent release by Black Opal Direct, as you can see on the screen, just beside me here, I guess. They have watched it a total of 4 times, and it's only been out for a few hours, so I am definitely going to check it out. So it looks like it's about to be a Black Opal, well, I assume a Lightning Ridge Black Opal stone cutting, so we'll just go through it, and I'll probably pause at bits and pieces here and there, but I am interested to see why someone said they've watched it 4 times. I've watched a few of the videos more than 4 times, I think, just because of the memories and how good they are. But yeah, I'm sensing that something sus is coming in this one, so I haven't watched it yet. It's only been up 13 hours, so back home from work, end of a day. I was just about to sit down and work on some stuff, but saw that message and thought, that's a bit extreme, let's check it out. So let's hit play and see how we go.
Wow, well, I'm really happy about this one. When I was only hoping for just a bit over 1 carat, I think I've got right now about...
Oh, and then it cuts into the... Let me just go back and see that opal.
I think I've got right...
That to me looks like a headache. You can see it goes immediately to potch. There's, the brilliance and the color is definitely there. It's bright, but sand like that is, when you see sand on the face like that and then sand on the back like that, it makes me a little nervous on that kind of Lightning Ridge knobby. I don't have a lot of great luck with it, but with a bit of carving and a bit of slicing, it's all good. Justin, though, isn't a carver, so this must be a cabbing session. Let's see how it goes. Is that a new logo? I don't recognize
G'day
it.
and welcome to Black Opal Direct. My name's Justin.
Now, I'll quickly mention here that I'll probably jump around in the recording, but I will be watching the whole video through. It's just I won't be showing the whole video. I'll just have snippets here and there when I've got something to say. Otherwise, it's just me watching a video and that's no fun.
And I can see that there's probably about a 1 carat stone sitting in there, that's almost a definite.
Yeah, so 1 carat stone sitting there, which is almost a definite, probably that top edge. I feel like this sand just here will probably work out quite well. It's really just this stuff over here that has me a little bit scared. That there should be a 3 carat stone, maybe 2. Guess it depends, because if you're gonna have to go through a slice here, as long as this rounds out and disappears quite quickly, you'll probably end up, it should still be fairly large. I think 1 carat would be a very small, maybe worst case scenario if you have to slice here and slice across here, but I'm pretty sure that stuff there works out, but we'll see.
But when it comes to making money, I need to get more than 1 carat out of this stone. So I'm hoping that sand will come out before I lose the color on the top, and hoping that there's color underneath that sand so I could get a 3 carat stone.
Oh, look at that. I must be learning something after all these years, because yeah, that's basically what I'd be aiming for too. But then again, I'm carving where I can probably get away with getting a 3 carat stone easily. It just wouldn't be a cab stone. Whereas for Justin, he's got the skill though, so he's got a skill advantage. He should be able to do it as long as the sand works out. Otherwise, there's nothing you can do.
And that would be amazing. And if I get bigger, it might even cause for a dance or a song. So
I'm pretty sure we're going to see some dancing in this video, which is why the person's probably watched it 4 times. Maybe they haven't watched the whole 16 minutes of this video 4 times, but there might be 10 seconds in here where it's worth repeating. Yeah, so not going to come out easily. So he was describing how this edge here is pretty thick. It looks really thick in the guts here, which is why I think this sand here will work out. But because it peters out on this edge, I don't know how thick it is here. This is where I think there's going to have to be a slice, and I think he'll do it pretty quickly. But I reckon this will come off straight away, and then this will sit around. That is on the edge anyway. He can carve that back. That's not a problem. It really is that one in the guts. And I mean, with a slice, that's still a huge stone. That's nice. That looks big. That looks like it might be over 3 carats.
I'm just going to take it around bit by bit.
Now, what I find interesting when Justin is doing his wheel work, Something that I've got a really bad habit of not doing, especially on my flat laps, because I do a lot of really delicate carving. When I go to something that's bigger and spinning faster, like the flat lap, I will push way too hard and I will zap through stuff. The way he just like caresses the stone up against the pad is or up against the wheel is really, really interesting the way he does it. It's actually really gentle, and I don't see a lot of people that cab with wheels do it quite like that. He's got a very delicate touch to something that's typically going to chew through real fast. This is a 500 grit wheel. It should be disappearing real quick, but he really does just skim the surface. It's really nice.
Sand's coming out the middle. Look at that, the sand's coming out of the middle.
Yeah, so the sand is actually coming out of the middle. The area that I thought was going to be real bad was right here. And really, you've just got a couple pits there. I mean, this one could bore halfway through the stone or all the way through, so there's still a potential slice there. But check that out. If that potch there clears up, this little bit of sand clears up, or you could just trim it off a little bit, that's looking like he's got a good stone right up into these 2 points here. So there's a nice oval here, and I know that Justin's a huge fan of ovals, so we're probably going to see an oval there, and that's already looking like a 2-3 carat stone, just worrying about the potch here. It's interesting that he brings that in at this stage. A lot of the time when I'm working stones and have color bars, I will leave that until the end and then nip it off. I don't know if there's some special strategy as to why he does it now as opposed to later. I guess maybe it gives you a clearer picture of where you're going to set your stone and get your cab shape all sorted out. I might have to ask him.
What's coming out?
That technique of rolling it out like that on a cabbing wheel is, I never get sick of seeing him do it. He does it so well. I mean, when I get the shed set up in the new house and get the cabbing wheels on, it's because I can't really do that with the flat lap. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the curvature of the wheel versus the flat lap plate. It's something that I've never got the hang of, and even because I've only used cabbing wheels once or twice here and there with people that actually own them around Adelaide. There's a lot of machines around actually, but I've practiced things like that, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it consistent, and I take off way too much, way too quickly. Yeah, so that area is starting to look really directional, but you would settle for that. Once that sand is out of there, I'd be pulling up and reassessing if you want to go any further than that. It's hard. So this is just more of a YouTube recording kind of thing. So you see how the gem torch is glowing the opal? On camera it looks like this, but in person you can actually see a lot more detail than what you're seeing here. It's something that I've struggled to show as well with my torch setups and everything, which is why sometimes I have that light behind the stone. It starts looking a bit more like what you see by a human eye in person. But yeah, it sucks to try to record things like opal light investigations, because it just doesn't come across on camera that well.
Looking at this, it's looking quite clean, and there is an oval sitting right there that's looking pretty good, I think.
Classic. So oval sitting right there, that's true. I really like this triangle up here though. Don't discount that. And even though it's just a little bit of sand over here, and I would carve this, but even though there's a little bit of sand over here, I'm hoping what he does is that he just slices across here, because there's a little triangle here that looks, it's an amazing little fiery pattern over there. I know this is the key stone in this piece, but I don't discount that little triangle. That's probably a bit under a carat by the time it's finished cutting this out. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I reckon you slice that, you're going to get your nice little oval. It's almost circular, but you'll get a nice little oval here, and then you'll end up with a nice little triangle here, or maybe not quite. Yeah, no, you just cut this a little bit further after you're focusing on this shape here. The sand, leave over in this triangle, and then just snip that, grind that back and get rid of the sand, and you'll end up with 2 nice stones. It's interesting to see him doing all of this fine shaping with his fingers. I thought he would adopt this one by now, and that's not a skill issue or anything. I'm not saying it like that. I just realized that it could have sounded like that just then. But you do get you get a better view of the stone, and being the professional that he is, I'm very surprised that he hasn't just straight up dopped it at this stage. Maybe he thinks there's still a little bit of rough shaping to get rid of some of the edges, and then he'll dop it. We'll see in a sec. Yeah, so right after he gets rid of that, I think he'll dop it. Wow, maybe he's not going to dop it.
Nearly finished with the preform. I still managed to keep some
Post
of that
preform,
good colour
surely.
on the top. Well, all of that good colour on the top. Wow, well, I'm really, really happy about this one. When I was only hoping for just a bit over 1 carat, I think I've got right now about 6 carats.
Wow. Wow. That's ended up as 6 carats. It didn't look that big. By the time you trim that back off and everything, I thought that was still... It was better than 3 carats. I thought it might look 4 or 5, but 6. And it might not sound like a lot of difference, but I know a lot of you guys watching this now have already watched this, and it's probably talked about the value of it. And every carat on a stone like this is just, it's just gold. Here we go. And then he's gonna, all right. So he really does a lot of pre-shaping
one
first.
of them had to be a winner. And this is it. This is the one I've been waiting for. Sometimes in life, you have to weather the storm to experience good times. But it's in those stormy times where you need to be taking notes and gaining experience. So next time the storm comes to you, have a little more insight and experience to either batten down the hatches or take an umbrella to make that next storm just that little bit easier. What I'm trying to say is make mistakes and embrace them.
That entire thing you just said hits pretty hard right now.
Lately, I've been making a few mistakes with opal, and the reason is because some of the opal from other fields have started showing up again. And all opal fields cut differently in Lightning Ridge. So my learning is to remember each field and how they cut so the mistakes are less prevalent the next time I see that type of opal.
So, and it's really nice that someone like Justin says this, because it's such a big thing. Like, you can talk about the differences between Cooperpedy and Minterby and stuff, but he's just talking within Lightning Ridge. And if you've cut Lightning Ridge from a few different fields, it is actually a really silly idea to start cutting one field and then mixing it up with another and then going back to that other field and then mixing it up with another. You need to get the hang of each of those little areas. Each of those little pockets, they all handle so differently, and you'll get completely blindsided if you just keep jumping from one to the other. So when you can get a consistent supply from someone, it is a really easy thing to just stick to it, memorize how it behaves, and you'll be able to notice those patterns, because those patterns won't flow from one field to the next. It happens in Cooperpedy as well. They do behave very differently. And one thing that you've learnt from another field might lead you up the wrong path completely. And it's so important to understand that, because it's something that can trip up the most experienced of people, as we can see right now with Justin. So I'm glad he's actually mentioned it. And the final stone. Man, look at that.
Well,
that is pretty good.
I'm unbelievably happy with the turnout of this stone. Hoping to get 1 to 2 carats, and we've got 5.03 carats, which
that's a nice 5 carats too.
5 times almost the profit than I
A
expected.
little bit
so I'm
directional
very
potchy,
happy
but
with
it's
a nice little.
It's still a gem.
And the tiny little .38 triangle.
38.
Is another $400 just to put on the top.
Nice.
So very, very happy, and I think that deserves a little piece of this.
Wait a minute. Oh no. There's no way, is there? Oh, I'm just looking at the subtitles already. Oh no, this is going to be too much.
Yeah, gotta listen to this one.
We've got 2 minutes left.
Yo, gather round, let me tell you a tale about a gem so precious it'll never go stale. Opal from Lightning Ridge, a real delight, shining so bright, gonna light up the night. It's down in Oz where it all began. Opal's the name and in its high demand. From outback town where the miners reside, they dig the dirt, they are bona fide.
is a tricky little thing. It can dance in the light, it can make you sing. It's like a chameleon, it changes its hue from reds to blues and purples too. Don't be fooled by its flashy attire. Opal's got jokes, it's a prankster.
I mean, I don't want to interrupt this, but even the costume changes and stuff that is weaved in here, it just... oh, it's just too much. God, he's a gem.
Higher, playing hide and seek in the miner's hand, disappear like magic. It's all so on plan.
Also, I'm loving the subtitles. Just sneaking in miner's hand, disappear like magic. It's, yeah, alright. The automatic detection isn't working that well.
Opal from Lightning Ridge! You get it, mama. Now Opal's got a ledge and a quirky reputation. He's said to bring good luck to the whole damn nation. Here's to Opal with a humor so grand, from Lightning Ridge to across the land. I can dig it. Can you dig it? I wanna dig it. Let's find some Opal.
Man.
Opal from Lightning Ridge!
I don't. I've lost words. It's good to see that he's still having fun. That's it's amazing. Somehow his end title cards have got switched around a little bit. I'm pretty sure they're meant to be over here on the template and this somewhere else. But that's 2 minutes of prime YouTube right there. I hope it's on Spotify. I don't know how you put stuff on Spotify, but that needs to be snipped out and then put on Spotify, because that's too good. Good music video too. I've seen worse from professionals. So, oh man. All right. So I've just found out why the comment said they'd watched it 4 times. I don't think they've watched the whole thing 4 times, which is a bit sad. But I think from here onwards, I can definitely believe that they've watched it 4 times, because that's 8 minutes of well spent time. I think that is too good. Going back to the stones, if we can cast our minds back. So he's ended up with a nice 5 carat and then another half carat kind of stone, little triangle one. That, I mean, look at these and then see if I can take a shot. Here we go, of the original stone. That has worked out so incredibly well. So this sand here wasn't the problem. It was more this one up here, and that's where the slice was done. I was pretty certain that it was going to be this one, since that color bar thinned out so much and it was nice and thick over here. I actually thought this was a thick enough area to get through that. But yeah, I guess hindsight, it does look pretty solid for a pocket of sand. But yeah, it's incredible that the main stones worked out, because it didn't just cut off at this sand. This sand works out and it literally cut off way over here. So you've just added on an extra 2 carats just in that area there. Incredible stone. That rough didn't have me full of confidence having a look at it like this. It's one of those ones that I'd be worried about. I know that I'm just going to be battling sand, scraping that away and seeing what's left and then going from there. That's typically how I do my cutting and shaping or carving. I'll typically get rid of something like the sand and then go to change my mind into the shaping side of things, whether I want to cab it, whether I want to do something else with it. But Justin is very, very set on his cabbing ways, because that is how you make the money in the end. You need to create a settable stone, and he kind of does the shaping. Like, shaping is number 1 from the beginning. Like, maximizing the color for a shape is the way that he goes, whereas I'll maximize the stone, sacrificing the shape a lot of the time. So yeah, very interesting, different take. It's always good to see Justin working on a stone. I mean, this could have scared off a lot of people, this stone. With sand like that, it's not a huge thing for buyers to take on such a rough looking piece, but I know with his skills, he's probably snagged it for an absolute bargain and then gone ahead and definitely made money on it from here. Like he said, if he got 1 carat, he wouldn't be making money. If he got 3, he'd be okay. And then getting 5 plus another half, that's a huge win. That's almost a home run. Home run would have been if there was no slice at all and he ended up with a 7-8 carat stone. I could see that if that all worked out, that would be a 8 carat teardrop at least. So not a home run, but you've got to settle for those wins. It's still a strong win on that stone. So yeah, incredible job. He's done well. And then he just look at his face. Man, he's just having fun, and it's just great, and we all love him for it for sure. I just can't believe he went through the effort of, look at this, like these are costume changes. He's gone costume changes and stuff. This is insane efforts. Amazing, great video. Thank you for suggesting that I watch it. If anyone's got any suggestions, if any videos come up that are Opal related and you've either found them interesting or funny or something, please send them through to me. I watch way less Opal YouTube than I would like nowadays, just because I'm always trying to work on it myself. My consumption of Black Opal Direct as well, like he doesn't put out that many videos, but I'm still not getting all of them and watching them as they come out like I used to religiously. It's the same with Pulitzer. Sometimes I even miss Pulitzer's ones, and I'm still very religiously watching Pulitzer, maybe because his upload schedule's not quite as consistent as Black Opal Direct. So I do miss more of the Black Opal Direct videos, whereas I rarely miss Pulitzers, but there's always a chance that I've missed those videos too. So just leave it in a comment or whatever. If I've seen it, I'll just comment and reply and say, oh yeah, I saw it. It was really cool the way they did this or whatever. But if it's something that I haven't seen, then I am willing to sit down and watch it. I might record a reaction, I might not. I might record it, and if it's too boring, I won't upload it at all. But this one blindsided me pretty strong. I thought he was we've seen him dance before in videos. Every now and then a little jig, which brings a smile to your face, but this thing was another level. So yeah, thanks a lot for giving me the heads up that this was one that you had to watch. If that happens ever again, just tell me you've watched it 4 times, and I'll check it out for sure, because that's set warning bells off in my head straight away. So I should have known there was something cool coming along. But yeah, that's it. I am going to finish up this video and chop it up, get it released, and yeah, go to bed, because I am incredibly tired, and it's really turned around what's been a rough time. It's not been great, but this is just pure joy watching a video like this. Incredible. And a lot of great lessons to be learnt. Always a lot of value in these videos. Even if you're not cutting Opal, you're still learning something, and if you do decide to cut Opal, you could do a lot worse than watching Black Opal Direct and learning from these, because even when he's clowning around, he's still like flexing mad skills. And once you've started trying to do it yourself, you'll know how good he actually is. So yeah, years of experience. The only way to get there is to keep going, and that's what I'm going to do now. So catch you guys around. Time to get back into carving my own stones.